Shipping is a dangerous game. Weather, wind, wild oceans. And now, for the men who sail, a very old fear has returned. And for the men who own the ships, a phone call they dread.
I was woken up just around midnight after Thanksgiving with a phone call where one of my technical managers from Singapore told me that our ship was attacked, boarded, and now being held by pirates. And my first thing was, say that again.
The MV Biscaglia was sailing from Indonesia to Spain with a cargo of palm oil and a crew of 28. In the treacherous Gulf of Aden, 25 heavily armed pirates attacked.
When you see AK-47 and other equipments which can really seriously hurt you, you go, really cannot understand what to do.
James Christodoulou didn't know what to do either. He's a businessman, boss of a small Connecticut-based shipping company.
Now I was making decisions that were really going to affect people's lives.
Every year, 20,000 ships sail through these pirate-infested waters. 42 of them were seized last year, earning these pirates $40 million in ransoms. The pirates are Somalis. Theirs is a land of little opportunity, but from her beaches you can see the world's wealth passing by. A temptation, an opportunity. Let me make it clear, it is us who are holding many of these ships, said this pirate, claiming responsibility for snatching the Sirius Star. At nearly a quarter mile long, she's the largest ship snatched so far. We only need the money, and if we're paid, then everyone will be okay. While owners negotiate how much to pay, pirates and hostages live cramped together on board, sometimes for months.
I didn't care about the ship. I didn't care about the cargo. We're insured for that. It was really the men and their families. That was our main objective, to get them released from the ship and get them home safely.
4 days there was no contact with anybody. There were many phone calls coming in. We could hear the bell ringing, but nobody was allowed to pick up the phone. So we were totally cut off.
The families were hugely distressed. I mean, there was, I call her Granny, who actually went on a hunger strike.
She was the grandmother
She was the grandmother of one of our crew members. In fact, he was a cadet. It was his very first voyage ever.
After 6 days, the pirates called Christodoulou on a special number they'd been given.
I was nervous. I picked it up. I accidentally hung up on the pirates, and they called back right away. And that was the first time that Mr. Gus spoke to the pirates.
And what did they say to you?
We have your ship. We want money.
Christodoulou went by the alias Mr. Gus, his grandfather's name.
You could see, Gus on it, so I wouldn't forget who I was supposed to be.
He didn't want the pirates to know he was the boss. To them, he was a middleman, just following orders.
Mr. Gus, did develop a familiarity with the pirates. Mr. Gus knows the pirate communicator's kids and what he does in Somalia. And we tried to develop at least a framework of trust.
A framework so the pirates could trust Gus to pay up, and Gus could trust the pirates to release the ship when he did. The US and other navies do patrol these waters, but red tape stops them attacking hijacked ships as they sit off the Somali coast. Daring raids like this, launched by French commandos on a hijacked yacht, are very rare. And in a vast patch of ocean the size of Texas, it's all but impossible to protect every ship from attack.
You can't tell who's a pirate and who's just a fisherman. They really don't fly the Jolly Roger, and you don't know that they're pirates until they start the attack. And the attack usually lasts anywhere from 4 to 8 minutes.
This is what an attack looks like. The only way you know they're pirates, they have ladders and grappling hooks instead of fishing nets. Since 2005, 90 ships have been captured, and for every one, a ransom has been paid.
To the best of our knowledge, there was never an execution or a murder on a hijacked ship, but you never know the answer. Am I going to be the first? And that weighs on you, I have to tell you.
Christodoulou flew to India to reassure the families of his crew that all was being done to bring their loved ones home. Storming the vessel was not an option. Christodoulou knew he would have to pay up. He negotiated with the pirates every single day. They called him when he was on the golf course, when he was driving down the New Jersey Turnpike. They negotiated.
We settled on the figure on the 54th day.
Where did you get the money?
We banged on a lot of doors.
Another ship owner lent Christodoulou a large chunk of the money. There's a brotherhood of the sea, apparently. How much he paid? Christodoulou won't say, but it was apparently a lot less than the pirates had demanded when they first called the Gus phone.
You agree on a price, but then how do you get the money to the middle of the ocean?
It's not a bunch of ATM withdrawals. It's you go to the banks, you withdraw cash from a bank, you put it in a bag or two, and you fly it to the area.
The cash is dropped by parachute. This, a reported $3 million being dropped for the release of the Sirius Star.
They had those money counting machines like you see in the casinos on board the ship. And 4 hours after we delivered our package, the last pirate got off the ship, and our vessel with the crew, all intact, sailed away.
The crew, free after 57 days held at the barrel of a gun.
Experience, actually, I wouldn't want anybody to go through, you know. It was a hard time.
Somali pirates are right now holding 7 ships hostage. Tonight, 117 crew are going through it, hoping a ransom will be paid, hoping they won't be the first to die. I'm Nick Watt for Nightline in New York.